Hello, what is going on, Sumolings? I am Lindsay from AppSumo. Thank you for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. We're going to get going in just a minute. I want to give everyone a second to trickle in. In the meantime, I will let you know who is joining us today. Today, we have Anders and Jonathan, the co-founders of JumpStory. JumpStory is a library with over 15 million high-quality photos, illustrations, and videos that uses AI to help you find exactly what you're looking for. JumpStory has an awesome, ever-growing library that's perfect for all of your marketing and visual needs, and we are very excited to give you all a peek into it today. JumpStory is available right now on AppSumo for a one-time lifetime purchase of $99. Before I turn this over to Anders and Jonathan to give y'all a walkthrough, I just want to let you know two quick things about the webinar. First, if you have any questions about JumpStory, how to get set up, how the deal is structured, anything like that, feel free to drop your question in the Q&A box below the video, and we'll circle back to those at the end. And next, we will send out a replay not long after we finish this recording, just in case you have to jump out early or are worried about missing anything. You don't have to worry about notes. Don't sweat it. You can rewatch this webinar as many times as you want. All right, are we ready to get started? Good. Oh, here she goes. All right, I'm going to turn off my mic and my camera. And Anders and Jonathan, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having us. All the way from cold Denmark.
From Denmark, and I am in California. So I'm going to turn this over to you all. Sumolings, if you have any questions as the guys are going through it, you can go ahead and leave those in the Q&A box below. Again, we will answer them later. Thank you so much. Take it away.
Thank you very much, and hello guys. So this is a premiere for us in doing a short run-through of the JumpStory platform. Basically to introduce ourselves, we are Jonathan and Anders. We are from Denmark, and if you don't know where that is in the world, it's in Scandinavia. It's where Hans Christian Andersen is from. It's a country known for design. And that's probably one of the reasons why we fell in love with the idea of creating what some have called a Netflix for images. Basically, what we have created is a platform where the end goal is to make it as easy and quick and secure as possible for you guys to find photos, videos, icons, illustrations, and vectors. Every time you need to write an SEO article, you need a blog post, you have a newsletter, you have a website, you have a print material. And of course, you know that there are lots of places to go out there on the internet. There are places where you pay quite a lot of money for a small amount of images, or there are free websites where they have their own license terms, which can give you some risks when it comes to actually using the photos. We are sort of in the middle. We are using international standards, making sure that you can use the photos and videos for your commercial purposes. And with like the AppSumo deal, it's for all future. It's unlimited. So once you have signed up for this lifetime deal, you can use as many visuals as you want for any purpose and as long as you live. And at the same time, we are trying, and we are a startup. We have been here for 1.5 years. We have thousands of customers already, but we are building our product better and better every week, every day, every month. So every time we improve the product, you get these improvements as well. We're soon launching music. And this is where you see the front page when you have logged in as a user. You can see here that since last night, we've added more than 12,000 new visuals. We do this because we have a huge archive that we haven't yet tagged and put up. So we are not taking 12,000 new photos every day, but we have a large archive that's slowly beginning to build on the internet. When you're on the front page, you have a different number of options. You can, as you see in the top, you can start by doing a normal search. So Anders will here click on normal search. and he will, for instance, do a search for black cat. We are not a site currently where you can access all the photos without having an account. And some of you have already asked into this question. So why can't I test it? And there are a number of reasons for this. One being that this is a big challenge out there on the internet, that photos are being copied everywhere, even though with modern technology you can even remove the watermarks. So, and we think it's very important that when you're on a site, no matter where, you can feel sure that these photos are okay to use. But if you want to test it out before you sort of do the AppSumo deal, you are welcome to sign up on our website, test it out, delete the account again, and then go to AppSumo and get your lifetime ownership. We have no problem with this. So if we remove this black guy or girl again, maybe click on the box on us. So we should use, yeah, maybe just delete her first. If you go to the top again of the search, in the scroll up, see we are not used to team working on this, we'll get there. Here you see we have a number of different things you can do. You can take related searches, but you can also see every time you have searched. So we have 2,700 photos of the cat, we have 11 icons, 58 illustrations, about 2,000 vectors and 337 videos. And you can always see this, so you don't have to waste time and see if there's actually something. You can search on orientation and colors. And then maybe the most unique thing we also have is the search help. So let's imagine that you have searched for a product. One guy wrote he couldn't find nice protein bars photos. We have some of these, but once you're getting used to the JumpStory platform, you also need to learn how to search on it, and you'll get better and better. But instead of wasting your time, then you simply write in here. So you say, my name is Peter Anderson, and this is my email, and you can write, well, I'm looking for exactly this kind of photo. You can even upload a similar one to inspire us. Within 24 hours, our support team will get back to you with the exact photo or video or illustration that you're looking for. And this means that we will also search in the huge archive that is not yet online, but where we have access, and our tech guys understand this. So this basically means a photo guarantee for you. So if you cannot find it, or you just think, I had a really busy day, I don't want to spend 30 minutes on Shutterstock or some other site or JumpStory, then you say, well, let Jeppe do the hard work for me, and I can continue on my day building my website or my shop, and we will do it for you. So this is in the very, very busy mood. Maybe you're in more the inspirational mood, and you say, well, I just want to be inspired. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for, but I think maybe something related to drinks. So I just want to, I have like a go out, and I don't have, but I'm imagining being you. I have a club, and go up a little again, Anders, and I want to promote, down a little again, and I want to promote like the atmosphere, not an exact drink, so it's not a product shop, it's more like, so I click on drinks in the category, because you might be a bar owner or making SEO for a bar owner, and you don't want that drink, but you just want to create a vibe. And maybe also here you see kind of some of the difference between us and others. So if you go up a little again, Anders, we also focus a lot of authenticity in the images. So the top one you see with the drinks, that's probably not one you would see on the big major stock photo sites, because this doesn't look like a work of art. This looks more like, okay, it's actually in a kitchen and it's just been prepared by some real people. And then you go down a bit to the next one with the blue, and here it's more like aesthetic. You can go down a bit more. You can see the one with all the product shots here, probably also a more professional one. Then you can see on the left with the old woman drinking, which looks a lot more like organic, authentic. And that's very important for us, because we think there are hundreds of sites out there just with the totally pro stock photos. But sometimes you just need something looks a bit better than one that you would take with your iPhone, but it shouldn't look too cool. That's also what you can use JumpStory for. Then we have the text match, and that is to be imagined if you have written a text already. Let's say now in our background, you saw a dog before. In our background, we have a Labrador. So we might write a text that says, I love my two L's, Anders. I love my Labrador, and she is, in our case, named Esther. It's also our company dog. and then maybe a dot, and then maybe Labradors. Labradors are the best dogs. So you have written some text and you want to match it. So instead of you having to do the work, then you just simply insert it and then you say match now. Then it's in beta still. And here you see why. We have like a 15% rate. So you will see here, well, this is a Labrador. The others are not. Normally you will go search for a Labrador dog and not these. So that's why we rate beta. The goal here is that we are working on it a lot. Within a couple of weeks, you will find a search similar to as good as one as you saw with the black cat. And this is basically because we want to make the normal search into a match search, so you don't have to do all the work. So like 2 months ago, you would also see chandeliers. If you were searching on the normal one, now that's picture perfect. With the text match, you will have the same experience. But let's click on the yellow Labrador with the funny ears. And let's say that he is a guy. So let's add him to our archive. You can also download him, but let's add him to our archive. And now when you go to our archive, then you see now he's in archive mode. And that basically means that you can do some things with him. You can edit him. You can optimize him for web. Optimize for web means that you will make it smaller. So on many stock photo sites, you have very large sizes, or you can only choose between a few ones. We know the optimal sizes for the web. So this automatically creates a web optimized photo. Then we have an AI feature called remove the background. And that is also in beta mode, but we can try it out with this guy. It's not the most easy photo to do a removal of background on. And let's see, we're sitting at my private house, so that's why you're not seeing like maybe as quick a connection as always. And plus you will see, I don't live, that's like being a startup. I don't live in a big mansion, so you will see very conventional house in the background, and we have a pretty slow connection. If we were now on your server, not in the cold Denmark in a resident house, you would pretty quickly, maybe we should just close this one down, but you will pretty quickly see this guy automatically having removed the background from him. It's about 90% perfect. It's done by AI. If you're not totally satisfied with the removal, you can make some small edits on it, and you can simply say, well, right now I want to just cut this part of his ear side away, so you remove some of the door. You have your archive. We can click on that. And that is basically where you store your images. We're a small startup, so we listen a lot to your feedback. And some of you have already written, we would like to have folders. We would like to be able to share with friends or colleagues. And we are building this as we speak. We have a large pipeline, and we're a tech company and not an image company. So all the time, oh, here you just see the dog that's been removed. See, maybe a little of his ear has been taken too much, so you can adjust that. But you see that took like a click, even on a slow connection. You can do that with all the photos that you want as well. All of these features are free and unlimited. When you go to my account, this is actually more, this is like why it's so amazing with AppSumo and use Sumo links. Normally you would go to my account and you would say, well, maybe I want to change from a monthly to a yearly subscription, or I want to update my card details. But guess what, guys? You don't have to. You've signed up once. You've paid the $99 US, and just to compare this price, normally JumpStory for a year would cost you $225 US. Here you're paying a third for 1 year, and let's imagine you are 30 years old, and people get older and older, so maybe you stop working when you are 80. This means you have 50 years at the same price, so you have paid $99 US for 50 years. Meaning you have paid $2 a year compared to $225 US. And I wonder, probably the price is going to increase in the future because we're going to add more features. We're already a low price product. So this is really now, we have this limited time together with AppSumo, and this is the time to get in. Is everything 110% perfect? Like with the text match? No, we're a startup, been building this for a year, but we're dedicated. We work 24 hours a day, almost, on this product. We are a team of 15 people currently, so we've been growing fast. We have customers in 45 countries. We have plus 1,000 customers already, very loyal customers. We are building the product with them. You're not getting stuck in a big organization with thousands of people and you send in a support ticket and they will write maybe sometime in the future. One final feature that we are working on is a high jumper. You see the small icons, and if you do the mouse over of this guy jumping, this text is in Danish, so I'll translate it for you. It says this is a high jumper photo. It means that our AI has analyzed and found out that the image will perform better than the other images. This is what we do using AI, and we are improving this function constantly. Anders and I have worked 15 years in digital marketing, and for us it's really not about images, it's about impact. When you want to choose a photo for a website or a newsletter, you don't want to choose a photo, you want to choose something that works. When it's SEO or online sites, you want something that keeps people longer on the site, on the page, because Google loves this with the SEO ranks. When you have a newsletter, you want people to see the image and click on the image. Otherwise, they'll browse through the next newsletter. We are using a combination of machine learning and popularity data and knowledge of neuromarketing to train this little guy, the jumping guy, to look at all the photos. So in this case, there are 597. And this is not our total database. As you see, it only says 0 icons. I saw a user saying, oh, they actually only have 600,000 photos and only 700 vectors. No, this is because the search has done a random search in our catalog. It looks like something with nature. So we here have 597 photos, 7,000 photos of nature. We have tens of thousands of icons. So obviously it's not a whole catalog. And this algorithm gets better and better, and we train it also on feedback. So this means that when you have these photos and you don't know which to pick, and maybe you have 10 that look almost the same, we are not trying to say to you, choose this one. We're just giving you very nice help on getting the impact that is what you're mostly after. And then finally, we are not a product catalog. So if you are a web shop, this is not where you go to find typical product pictures, also because there are a lot of copyright issues on this. You cannot just use a Mac computer to promote Mac products unless you have agreed to this with Apple. So in this case, it's more like maybe you say you were selling a Mac and you're writing a blog post about nice design, and you want to show some inspirational photos of other kinds of design or atmosphere or sitting at home working, and you want to do it in an authentic way. And then you don't just want product photos, the same in your newsletter and SEO. We're also soon coming with a feature where you can search SEO related on images. It will be in the spring next year. So you will be able to find images that are not very popular in general on the internet because they are better for SEO. Google prefers not popular images on the SEO ranking. And as you can hear, we are marketeers and we are bloggers. So we understand what you're actually out there looking for. We're not an image company. We are not a license company. We have taken care of the license, or the photographers have, so you don't have to worry about this part. But for us, that's just an sort of course thing. That's not what we're put in the world for. We're put in the world right now to help Sumo Links get a product working for life, access for life, improving every week and every month based on your feedback. So yeah, and again, many have asked, so can we try a trial search? We have tried to show you this, but of course, maybe you're sitting and saying, well, I am actually looking at a photo of an office and I'm looking for these kind of people. Again, feel free to go to the site, sign up. But remember, if you sign up on the site and you delete yourself in there, you don't have the lifetime access. You only get the lifetime access through AppSumo. So you can do this to test it out, and we will not be billing you for the next 2 years. You can delete yourself and then go to the AppSumo if that's the way you want to do it. If you have special needs for 10, 20 people, you are in an agency or something, then it's probably better to contact Anders and I, because we have special accounts for that. But for the ordinary users that need 1 or 2 people on the same account, that's possible, and you can do the searches like you see here. That was the run through, and then again, we are rookies in this AppSumo webinar, so that's where I think hopefully we have gone through what we can now. Are there any questions, or how does it work from now?
Yeah, we do have a few questions for you all. Thank you so much for that. That was great. Just a couple here in the chat. Let's see, Rico, he asked, you touched on this a little bit, he asked specifically about if you're going to be adding more videos, and if you can just tell us a little bit more about what's being added to JumpStory regularly.
Sure. So we have a strong focus on photos, videos, and illustrations at the moment. We're also adding some vectors, not so many icons. We have a pretty big icon database. We are right now adding around 10,000.
Oh, we got a sound issue. It seems that the sound is going off on y'all's end.
As I mentioned, we have a huge archive on
go.
our end. Is it now?
Sorry, the sound kind of broke out a little bit. You're back now.
Okay, good. So I hope maybe you heard that, yeah, we are adding around 10,000 currently a day. And that some weeks I think it says 50,000, because that some days we do a lot. It's basically with images and videos. One thing is having like the huge archive, but it's only made searchable for people when you tag them. And this is a pretty complex process, because what is actually on a photo, we need to train our tech to understand this and make it better and better. So that's why we're not just adding the whole archive, but we have millions and millions of photos that are not yet online, but will be becoming, and that's photos, videos, illustrations, and some vectors. We are also listening a lot to the users. So sometimes we have, when we see there are a lot of users starting to request, for instance, Scandinavian photos, then we go out there together with our photo team and our sources to find out, can we find some of these in particular. We are soon launching in the spring in Africa, and we know that local images are important in Africa, so we'll be adding a lot of African images by then.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. All right, second question is from Ed. He's asking about if you're creating a WordPress plugin. Is there anything else on the roadmap integration-wise that maybe we can look out for?
Yes, absolutely, and great question. WordPress is our #1 priority, together with PowerPoint and Word. We have built a lot of our own site in WordPress, not the most of the tech, but the sort of interface. And we see it as a need of, also because we have the text match. So when we build and it's going to be in the spring next year, and when the WordPress plugin is up and running, you simply match your text on your website with the content automatically. You can also do the search, but this enables you, if you have written a long text, to just click on the JumpStory icon, and it will find images directly for you relating to what you have written about. We are testing currently on our own sort of system, so we have also a blog about visual marketing. When we need images, we sort of use this technology to test it ourselves. And then we want it in PowerPoint, because I do quite a lot of speeches, and I find it irritating even to have to go on our own website to search, because I would prefer it to have it with the tool I'm already using. So we're looking at WordPress, MailChimp. In Denmark, Scandinavia, there's a company called AppSumo, which is the biggest newsletter software, and we are launching with them very soon. So when you build a newsletter on their platform, you can automatically use the JumpStory photo database. So it's a really good question, and it's absolutely like we have sort of a mantra for the roadmap ahead of us that says works where you do. So we want to be there where the people are. So we actually, in 5 years, we hope that most of our users will not even have to go to the platform, but when they are AppSumo users or normal users, they just sit and work in their different marketing platforms, and we are there to help them.
This is great. It sounds like there's a lot on the horizon for you guys. Just the last question, can you tell me anything that you're most excited about coming up next, or how JumpStory is going to grow?
I mean, for us, it's all about being close with the users. I mean, our big competitors have hundreds or thousands of staff members. That gives them a lot of buying power and a lot of marketing power. Our biggest strength is that one, you can ask us to search and we'll get it for you, but two, every time we get feedback, we actually listen. It's very short from input from users to decision and to building it, because most of our team are tech guys. And then Anders and I sort of make sure that what the tech people build is understandable for people. We are sort of the users like our users, but we listen a lot to them. So music was a request like sound bites and soundtracks. So that's going to be in the spring. Of course, we have a pipeline. It's not coming the next week, but we sort of look at what do many people request at the same time or continue to ask for, and then we build it. So I think what makes us unique, apart from this attractive pricing model, is absolutely how close we are with the users, and that you know who you're talking to, and you're only one email away from the co-founders. It's also me and Anders writing on the website. It's been a hectic launch day. It's my birthday today, so I've also had a lot of guests in the house, so that was why there was a few hours of delay on the responses. But we are trying to respond everything here in the beginning personally, so you know where to go.
Wonderful. Well, that is that's turning on my video. That's going to be all we have today. Happy birthday, Jonathan. Thank you for making time for this webinar. Sumolings, if you have not already redeemed your code for JumpStory, what are you waiting for? I highly recommend you head over to appsumo.com/JumpStory for lifetime access to millions of stock images, vectors, and videos, and so much more on the horizon. JumpStory's library grows every day. And of course, the deal is backed by AppSumo's 60-day guarantee, so feel free to get set up, search through the images, and see how it works for you. Let us know in the comments how it's going and what you're creating with it. If you have any further questions, you can let us know on the AppSumo deal page, or it sounds like you can reach out to Jonathan and Anders. We look forward to seeing what you all create. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Awesome. We will talk to you soon. Thank you all, everybody. Have a very good rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.